let me ask you a question. If you got a Riven right now, would you know if it's good?
Nope.
If it's good, would you know what it costs?
Nope.
Would you know what stats to roll on it that make it good?
Nope.
Okay. What about if you got like a prime part? Would you know which one's vaulted or not vaulted? Do you know which one's the most expensive? Which one is, going to complete a set for you or not complete a set for you? Do you know all that information? If the answer is no, and you're on PC, please watch this video. All right, so before we get into this video at all, two important things just to respect your time a bit. Number one, this is PC only. If you are on console, this is not for you. Trust me, ignorance is bliss in this occasion. Step away. You do not want to know what you're missing out on because it's quite a lot. Other thing. Yes, I guess technically this is bannable, but anything is technically bannable. It's just up to DE's discretion on whether or not they like you, truth be told. So if they want to ban you, they can say it was for any reason. You said the word hiccup, and that's, offensive to Irish people or something for some reason. Like, they don't need a reason to ban you. So if you're running this and you get banned, you could assume this is the reason that you got banned, but it could have been anything. With that being said, I've been using this for a month. I haven't gotten banned yet, and I've talked to other people, and they've been using this for literal years, and they have never received a ban either. So I'm assuming as long as you're actually a decent person and you're not, raging constantly and being toxic and nasty and, doing RMT and stuff, you're most likely not going to get banned for this. As, it's basically just what we use in Path of Exile or Diablo 4 or Destiny, with the Destiny tracker and the Overwolf and all that. It's just an API information gathering. It doesn't inject code. It doesn't change values. It's not, cheating. It's just information really, really quickly and ease of comfort and quality of life. So PC only and use at your own discretion. I will personally not play Warframe ever again without this app. It's that good. Timestamps, chapters, they're there for your convenience. Use them. If you don't care about a certain part, yeah, man, I got you. I got your back. So Alecaframe. Alecaframe is a free service kind of website application thing. Basically, it just takes the API information and it stores it here. It's not actually changing code or injecting values or changing values or whatever. So it's just information gathering, and then it's presenting it to you in a really easy to digest kind of manner. So we get a lot of value out of this. This has been around for years, so they have borderline perfected it. So let's just talk quickly about being able to hover over certain things. So if you hover over your little icon here, it'll show you how much platinum, credits, endo, and ducats you have. Not the most useful thing, but still pretty cool. Then you can come over to timers and events, and we can see the prime resurgence. So if you want to spend a little bit of Aya, here's what's in rotation and for how much longer the rotation is going to last. If it's got the check mark, it means you already own it. No check mark means that you still need it for mastery rank and mastery. So let's just see, for example, Gara Prime. I do not have this mastered, so we clicked on it and we see, oh, wait, we're only missing one piece. Well, where do we get that piece? Well, it shows us our drop locations directly right here. And if we didn't really want to do that, maybe we don't have any Aya, maybe we don't want to farm it, well, we can just buy it direct right here. Click on that, it copied it to the message board, and now we can just go in game and Control V and post it right there. So super useful. We already identified within a couple of seconds, hey, we're pretty close to completing that set. Maybe we should do that. Maybe that's 6,000 really quick, easy mastery rank XP that we can get. So yeah, let's move on to Barrow. Barrow's here. Whenever he is here, the application will show you when he's leaving and his entire inventory. You can actually scroll down here. If you have it, if you don't have it, how much it costs, and all of that without actually having to go there. So that's really useful as well. Show you what time it is during Earth, if it's cold on Venus, you get the point. What active fissures are happening for what relics, all that. Your reset timers, weekly resets are resetting in 1 day in 40 minutes. I got 40 minutes to go spin my standing real quick before it resets. I should go do that in Venus right after this video, actually. Then it shows us our circuit. So this is your normal circuit. I already have Necros and Valkyr indicated by the check mark. So clearly, naturally, I would go for the Oberon for my normal circuit here. and these are your Steel Path Circuit and Karnan weapons. So that's already pretty cool. Just those two things alone already makes this quite useful and valuable in my opinion. So let's actually get into Foundry. So Foundry is the probably the tab that I use the most, truth be told. We're doing a series right now where I'm going from mastery rank 0 to 30, and we're on day 55, I believe, or 54, and we've made it to 23. So not too shabby, in my opinion. But Foundry has been incredibly helpful. We already talked about it earlier, but just to give one more example, let's say Atlas Prime, right? We can see right here, we're only missing one part. So let's click it. Well, we can see what it drops from, and if we own any of those relics, and then the percent chance that it would actually get. So this is clearly a gold part because they're all 2% chances on all of the relics, and it's quite expensive. So maybe we don't want to spend the 55 plat for the current cheapest one. So let's just pass on Atlas for now, because we plan on opening a bunch more relics for the account in the series before Barrow TennoCon Relay gets here. So maybe we get lucky and we get it there. Who's next? Baruch Prime. So we're only missing one part here. Perfect. We don't own any of the relics, so we can't farm it ourselves, but if we did, we'd be able to see which one's here. But we could just buy this part straight out for 11 plat. Click that, copies it straight to the clipboard, go into the game, press, hold down Control V, and bada bing, bada boom, make the trade. Now we've got Baruch Prime. You can also sort out. So maybe we don't want to do Prime. Maybe we want to farm some of our base frames. Are we close to anybody? Let's take a look. Garuda. We're missing one part from Garuda. So where do we get this part from? Well, you can click on the part that you're missing, and now it shows you the drop locations. And then we could just go through and just kind of finish our sets this way. So Mastery Helper is actually really cool as well. Not the most useful thing in the world if you're not going for like Mastery rank 30, but for me in my specific case, this is insanely helpful. So it shows you your intrinsic, so your Railjack and your Duviri. If you didn't know, these give Mastery rank XP. Same with Star Chart completion. So we've done all of our Star Chart, all of our junctions, all of our Steel Path junctions, and roughly, half-ish of our Steel Path nodes. And yeah, our game content in general, we've gotten about 43% of everything in the game. So Mastery rank 23 and 15% of the way to 24. Not quite halfway. That's actually not too bad of progress for only 54 days of work. So, best ways to level up Mastery. And we can sort this from relics, we can sort this with platinum, and we can do it from easy. So these are currently, I can get 6,000 XP just by leveling up my Lavos Prime. And yeah, it's currently level 0 out of 30. So yeah, I've got a bunch of Kuba weapons that I need to level up still. I got my Nova, my Lavos, my Void Rig's only 30 out of 40, so I'm missing 2,000 XP there. So it kind of just tells you the easiest way that we can go about getting some Mastery rank XP. It's saying, okay, make your Baruch, make your Daggett, make your Avara, level them up. You get the point. We can go with Platinum. So this will show us, hey, we're really close to getting the Gunson Prime. Maybe we look into getting a handle. We only need one handle, and they're like 2 Platinum. So I can buy this, get the Gunson Prime built, and level it up. So it's just really, really nice for keeping track of how much, and you can even see here, look at this progression meter. If we wanted to just level that up, that's how much of a dent that weapon will make. So if we look at Gara Prime, because she's a Warframe and they give twice as much as a weapon, boom, you can kind of see how much you would gain in real time right there. Moving on to inventory now. So with inventory tab, there's 2 really cool things about this one in my opinion. The first one being here on the bottom right, we gotta get it like a complete overhaul of, if we were to liquidate every prime part that we have, we would make around 1,768 platinum and around 9,000 ducats. So it kind of just gives you an idea of how close you are to your goal. Yeah, taking everything into consideration. So the other thing that I really, really like to do with this is if we come to sets and we filter it by sets complete, yes. Now we have access to all of our current full completed sets. So I own Lex Prime and I've mastered it, indicated by this check mark here. And we can sell it for 5 platinum or 4 platinum, which is really cheap and not really worth the trade in my opinion, but you do you. Or we could get 55 ducats out of it. So me personally, with Barrow Tenno Relay coming, from TennoCon, I'm gonna be hungry for ducats. So I'm gonna sell this for ducats, and same probably here for the Orthos Prime set. We could sell it for maybe 15 platinum, but I'd rather have 150 ducats and just buy a, a $40 or a 40 platinum prime mod instead. So yeah, if we wanted to make a little platinum, we can see the ducat value of the full set, and then we can see the platinum value of the full set. So you could just click that one time, you can set your price here, and instantly just post it right here easily with one click. So as long as you link this to your Warframe market account and your Warframe account, yeah, if I click post sell, it'll instantly post it, and people can see it on the website. So yeah, super helpful for price checking and balancing between, do I want the ducats, do I want the platinum, is it a complete set, do I already have it or not? Just a lot of really useful information. And you can go through and you can check your mods as well. So instead of doing complete sets, you can come over here and be like, I want to sell some mods. Do I have any that are 15 plat or more? Well, it turns out I have quite a bit of them. So do I have any duplicates of any of these? Bite. Oh, this one's really expensive for some reason. Maybe you didn't know that you had Bite and it was worth, a ton of platinum. Well, I could sell this Bite right now for like 75, 80 plat, probably even 90 plat, because mine's level 8 out of 10, right? I could probably even sell mine for 90 to 100. So yeah, maybe you didn't know before. What else? We got Bullet Dance. Is Bullet Dance really 24 plat? I had no idea. That's just been sitting there collecting dust. So you can start price checking and seeing things that you might not have even known that you had. Let's go to Rivens. Rivens is one of my favorites. So you can see these red stars, green stars, and then these orange ones. Those are going to indicate whether or not it's a quote unquote good Riven. So red means that it doesn't have any of the valuable stats. So it's nice enough to actually tell you the best attributes that we can get on a Spinnerex is crit damage, attack speed, and range. And then the best bad attributes that we would want are going to be heavy attacks, crit percent on slide, and finisher damage. So yeah, what are we going to do with that information? Well, we can actually look at our Spinnerex again, and we can see there's no similar Rivens found at all. So there's nothing even close to what we currently have, and it's pretty bad. It's considered bad. It doesn't have crit damage, attack speed, or range, so we would just re-roll that. Now, what about the opposite? What about a really good Riven? So here, we've got two. This is a green star. This is the a yellow-orange star, and then this is a green star, meaning that this is Zoom, best bad attributes, and we got the crit damage and the damage. So we got two of the best attributes, meaning that we have a really solid Riven. And we can compare other Rivens that are very much like ours. We're seeing, here's one that's just like ours for 800. This one's got toxin added to it for 800, 700 with cold. Yeah, you get the point. I've listed mine for 1,000. It'll probably sell. I'll be honest. I'm not expecting it to sell like, immediately, but it'll probably sell. So one more example would be Archiplasmor. We have the mandatory, so it'll say this mandatory best attributes, crit damage. Then we also got a second one, which is crit chance, and we got the best bad attribute, which is recoil. So good, best, good, 3 out of 4. It would have been better if it had a third positive attribute, but still, we see something that's very similar to ours for 200, 500, 500, 500, 400-ish. So, I'll slap mine up for 500. If it sells, it sells. If not, whatever. I'm not that worried about it. But this is a good way of knowing if your Riven is good, if it's worth anything. You can price check it. You can see what stats would make it good. Yeah, it has a lot of information. And again, you can directly list it straight to Warframe. So if we found out that this Riven was going for, 555, we would just set our price here, direct sell, make it public, list it on Warframe, boom. Now people can try to buy it from you. Super easy. But I like the stats. I'm a sucker for charts and graphs and numbers and stuff like that. So actually, this is a pretty cool example. On the 7th of July, so, not that long ago, I started, this was 10 p.m. or something. I opened 42, then it went over to midnight, and I opened another 116 before going to bed. Then the next day, I opened another 132, took a day off, and then opened another 27. yesterday, and then I'm just burnt out. I opened like 300 relics or so in 2 days, and yeah, I'm done for a little bit. But with those 200 or 300 relics that we opened, we actually ended up making about 7,000 ducats worth of just duplicates and extra stuff, just throwaway junk, prime parts that I didn't need for mastery rank. And then we spent a bunch, and yeah, you get the point. Like we can see a bunch of the stuff. Like I haven't missed a single day since I started the series, and we did 14 trades on the 10th. So 2 days ago, I was pretty busy doing a bunch of trades that day. Yeah, just some pretty cool stuff to kind of keep track of where you are and what you've got, and just to see trends if you're into this kind of thing. You can also track all of your sells here. So, what all did I buy, in the past month or so? Well, I bought a Nova Prime set, I bought Hunter Munitions, I bought Archon Continuity, Shock Trooper for my my Volt, Brief Respite for shield gating, Scimitar Avionics to finish my Scimitar set. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What all have I sold this month? Just too much. I've sold so much. So let's talk about the overlays a little bit. You're going to come down to settings, and you're going to select which overlays you want. So let's actually look at an example on like how helpful and useful this really is. So let's go ahead and pause. Now that the overlay is active, at the end of each fissure that you do and you open your relics, you're going to be able to see a lot of extra information here. So you're going to be able to see how much that one part costs. So if we're just looking at pure profit, this part we could sell for 2 platinum, we can sell for 6 platinum, we can sell for 12. So already this one is the most profitable in terms of just raw platinum. This one's worth 100 ducats. This one's worth 45, 15. Then we can say, okay, well, we don't have Ballistica crafted yet. It's not crafted. Same with Sevagoth. So maybe we're prioritizing mastery rank over platinum. So maybe we want to pick one of these. If this completed the Sevagoth set, maybe you would choose that. Well, that's not the best idea. If you chose the Daiku Prime Grip and then, you just sold it for 12, you could have bought 6 of these. You could have bought both this and that, and then still had 4 platinum left over. So this is the clear winner here. So the entire set altogether is worth 45 platinum. The entire set of the Ballistica is worth 70. And yeah, you can see all of this really, really nice information here. Now, what happens if you have 2 or 3 gold things to choose from? So I'm glad you asked. Let's look at this video here. This doesn't happen very often. We got 3 gold parts from the same relic. So we've got 2. Which one do we choose? Well, this makes it way easier for us specifically. We don't have it crafted, but this is just a duplicate for us. This one's worth 8 platinum. This one's worth 7 platinum. This set is worth 35 platinum, and this set's worth 12 platinum. So maybe that helps you out a little bit, right? Like maybe that's the decider. If this one was vaulted, it would have a little treasure chest here in the middle, and then it might be worth like 40 or 50 plat, right? Like you wouldn't know, oh, is that vaulted or is that one vaulted, unless you've been around a while and you're just kind of educated. But for a new player, this one could have been worth 60 plat, and this one could have been worth like 5 or 7 plat. Yeah, this will tell you how much it's worth right here and right now. I almost forgot. All right, so we got the Riven overlay as well. So right here, if you hold down Control and Tab, you can kind of come over here and interact with the Riven interface. So right now, currently, we only have critical damage and electricity. So we can see critical damage is a mandatory slot here. So crit damage, we're also looking for multi-shot damage, stat chance, heat, crit chance, blah, blah, blah. And we can kind of see what this Riven is already currently worth comparatively to other people's Rivens. So maybe the Sicarius is worth like 150-ish, probably not. It's only 2 positive. At the minimum, if you're realistically going to sell a Riven, it needs to have a negative. So our negative wants to be zoom, recoil, or impact. So let's get back into actual game, and we'll roll it once, and let's just see. So now we've got fire rate, crit chance, and ammo maximum. So we look over on the left, best attributes, fire rate, crit chance. Yeah, that's 2 goods. Ammo maximum, not really the most useful thing. I think either one of these is perfectly fine. This one's probably better, but I'm just gonna go with this one just because, and then it's gonna update it. So now we have a green, and then that's just kind of like a nothing. That's just a dead stat. So where you can afford to roll it one more time, so why not? Magazine capacity, fire rate, ammo maximum, that's just kind of garbage. So we're gonna stay with this one, and yeah, it's just really helpful for understanding if your Riven is valuable, what mods and stats you're trying to look for, and the value in general. Just remember, hold a control and press tab to actually interact with this and be able to zoom around and click on stuff. So, all right. I hope this helped. If you like this video, stick around. I'm going to be doing another video about how we don't even really have to play the game. We could just have one of our crewmates do it for us. So if that seems like something you'd be interested in learning about, that's gonna be my next video for this series, and check out the series in whole. It's going pretty well, and I think you might enjoy it. So my name's Omni. Have a good night. Be safe. I'll see you soon.